Hello Wolfpack, we're back here on Bitcoin today, and guess what? We've seen a massive pump, right? We've seen a large increase in price on Bitcoin here, and that's mainly driven by the fact that Ethereum has seen a massive breakout. We had the news on Ethereum, obviously, with the merge, and the date was confirmed for the merge on Ethereum. It led to a large breakout of the ascending triangle formation that we had there on Ethereum. Some would say that it was actually an ascending wedge formation that broke to the upside, which is what I would actually favor at this point. And in that case, it's even more impressive. We saw an ascending wedge formation break out to the upside. We flipped it for support, and then we saw a massive green candle up into resistance. At this point, Ethereum is rejecting, and at this point, Bitcoin is rejecting as well. And so what is the case here? Was I wrong? Is the bull market started again? Is the bear market bottom in? What's happening here? Someone needs an explanation, and I'm going to tell you that in this video. Okay, so starting off, nothing has happened at this point that is out of the ordinary. I know it sounds ridiculous to say, but it's actually true. Now, we've seen on Bitcoin, and we spoke about this in the past, we're going to speak about it again here. What we're seeing right now is compression between the macro uptrending line, right, which is stemmed from the 2015 bottom, stemmed from a 2020 bottom, and stemmed from the bottom right now, which is acting as support, and the 200-week SMA, which was a supporting line on some occasions here in 2015, 2018, and 2020. In fact, the 200-week SMA is the strongest macro resistance and support line Bitcoin has ever had and ever will have, most likely, right? It is the moving average, right? And so now we're seeing compression between two very strong levels, support, resistance, and until we break one of them, until we break to the upside or break to the downside, nothing's happened, right? So everyone who's getting excited right now, everyone who's saying, oh my God, the bottom's in, Bitcoin's going into a bull market, long, they're fools, right? Because nothing's happened yet on a macro time frame. Nothing has happened yet. We're still below the 200-week SMA, and we're still above the macro support line. So what's happened? Nothing. The only thing that's happened is the price has moved between the range. And at this point, it would even kind of make sense to say that, hey, well, in fact, nothing's happened. But on top of that, what we're actually seeing right now is a bear flag formation. And what we've seen is a strong rejection from the top of the bear flag, right? This is a bearish structure. We've seen a rejection from the top of the bear flag, and hence we can actually expect the price to go downwards. So not only has nothing happened yet, but the price is actually in a bearish structure still, right? Does this mean we can't break to the upside? No, it doesn't, not at all, right? Because in fact, if you look at this yellow dashed line on Bitcoin that stems from the April top all the way through to the May top, and then the late April top, and then also the top here on June the 7th, shout out to someone on Twitter, I'll find his name. Shout out to TJ on Twitter for pointing this out. If we take a look at that dashed line, we've actually broken that to the upside. And so we've had a preliminary break to the upside. We've broken some sort of resistance to the upside. We've had some sort of strength on Bitcoin, of course, because we've broken 21.5K as well. And so it's undeniable that there has been strength on Bitcoin. But yes, I mean, the point still stands. As of this point in time, as of right now, nothing has happened on the macro time frame that is unexpected. We're still within the range as bounded by the bull bear flag and as bounded by the macro consolidation between the 200-week SMA and the macro support line. So don't jump the gun. People love jumping the gun in crypto. It's something people do all the time. I've even got, in the last 24 hours, seeing as this is happening, I've been getting so many messages about how, I was wrong and how the bull market's back on, but they're not actually listening to what I'm saying. I never once said that the bull market will be back on if we get above 22K. What I have said is that it seems likely at this point that the bull market will be, not the bull market, but the bear market would be over, right? Or the bottom would be in at least, if we break above and close a weekly candle or two above the 200-week SMA. That is when I would say, okay, maybe the bottom's in, right? Because if you look historically, what has happened for 200-week SMA, if you look at the support from it, right, what happens is, generally speaking, we can close a candle below it here and there, but as soon as we close two candles below the 200-week SMA, it's over, right? And that's only happened once. It's only happened in 2022, and hence, if you flip it around, you can apply the same logic. As soon as we close two candles above the 200-week SMA, it's over, right? So yeah, if we get one candle, maybe two, depending on what it looks like, we'd have to see at the time, above the 200-week SMA, so two weekly candles above it at 22.7K or above, that's when you start saying, okay, maybe the bottom's in here. Maybe it's confirmed, maybe the bottom's in. At this point, nothing's happened. We're just ranging. In fact, we're probably going to get rejected from resistance here. And I mean, yeah, like there's nothing super bullish about this, especially considering interest rates decision will be happening in about a week and a half. So there's another negative macro event that'll be happening in a week and a half. The S&P 500 is still in a downturn, right? It hasn't bottomed out yet at all. I mean, if you look at the S&P 500, it's actually doing something very similar to Bitcoin, which is interesting because these things, Bitcoin and the S&P 500, obviously have a correlation coefficient of 0.7%, which is 70%, and hence it looks like it's almost forming like something similar to Bitcoin in terms of something almost like a bear flag, right? Very, very preliminary stuff. But the point is, if the S&P 500 looks like that and Bitcoin looks the same, and the macro situation's still worsening, and we can expect the S&P 500 to go down further, then at this point we could probably expect Bitcoin to go down further. Yeah, so I don't want to make any vast kind of macro claims here at this point. The only macro claim I'm going to make that I've stuck by this entire time since November 2021 is that I don't think Bitcoin's going to bottom out until Q4. Now, obviously, if we get above a 200-week SMA and we break above it, and we close a weekly candle or two above it, then I can start to say, okay, maybe I was wrong about that, right? And I'm happy to do that. But I can tell you right now, at this point, nothing is showing me that I'm wrong yet, right? What I've said all along on Bitcoin is I don't know what price it's going to bottom out at, but I'm relatively confident it's going to bottom out in Q4, right? That's what I've said all along on Bitcoin. I've also said that even when it does bottom out, I would not be buying when it bottoms out. I would be buying the trend reversal because I'm a trader. I'm a breakout trader. I don't buy where I think the bottom is. I buy when the confirmation of a new trend has started. That's what a breakout trader is. That's what I do for a living. So I think a lot of the mindset that's going around the cryptocurrency market right now is that if you don't catch the bottom, you're trash. It's like, well, I've never actually once said to you guys that I'm going to try and catch the bottom. I'm doing it for you. In fact, I've said that over and over again. I'm doing it for the YouTube channel. I've much more commonly said that buying the trend reversal is a lot more important than buying the bottom in terms of risk-reward ratio. And you can probably pull up every single video I've made in the last month, and I probably said the same thing. So at this point, we haven't even seen the trend reversal yet. So don't get too bullish at this point. That's the main thing. If you long here and you think, oh, you know, I'm missing my opportunity, I need to get into the market, you're longing against the strongest resistance zone Bitcoin has ever faced, right? The 200-week SMA. Strongest resistance zone Bitcoin has ever faced. Does that mean we can't break it? No, of course not. We can definitely break it. But the point of the matter is it's not a good probability. You don't want to put yourself in those odds, right? Especially when you're in a bear flag structure. Now, if you come up here and we break above, say, 23K on the daily candle and close above it on the weekly candle or whatever, that's when we can start talking about a bottom, you know? But at this point, it's the same old. I just thought I'd remind you guys, because a lot of people, when things like this happen, they don't necessarily know how to draw charts for themselves, and they kind of see the sentiment on Twitter flip so suddenly from oh, we're going to 10K to all of a sudden we're going to all-time highs again, and they get very confused. So I thought I'd clarify there, you know, and I will be giving you daily updates to update the situation. And trust me, if we do break above a 200-week SMA, we do get above it, we close a weekly candle above it or two, I am going to be the first person to say that the bottom was in, right? I'm not going to sit here and lie because I lose money if I lie. But at this point, I'm just sticking by the methodology of trading that and analysis that I've used the entire time. So it's not like I'm changing my tune here. I'm sticking by it because it's not been validated yet. Now, if I was to come here and say, oh, I was wrong, the bottom's in, preemptively before anything's actually happened, that's when you start distrusting me. But at this point, I'm just being honest with myself and being honest with the analysis I've done in the past. Is the Ethereum move bullish? Yes, it's bullish. But as of right now, it's heading into strong resistance. It's already moved up, what, you know, 64% in the last week. I mean, you know, how far do you want this to go? You know, I think that's the main kind of question. And, you know, whether or not we break up to the upside here or not, the point of the matter is right now, if you were to think about right now, this is a bad risk reward ratio to take because we're right against resistance. So let's see what happens, guys. And we'll update you daily, of course. But before we end the video, I do want to take a look at Wolf's Crypto VIP. Now, if you haven't became a VIP member yet, you can do that by clicking the join button on my YouTube channel, gain access to altcoin trading signals, prioritize reply to comments, a 2-hour market psychology lecture, access to my trading view charts occasionally, and access to a Telegram group in which we discuss the markets and the charts. As for the trading setups, in the last 24 to 48 hours or 72 hours-ish, or the last week, honestly, we've pulled massive amounts of profits because obviously the market's gone up a lot and a lot of our trading setups triggered. We pulled massive profits there. So if you're thinking that Wolf's just sitting here on the sidelines missing out on all the gains, it's like, well, no, I only talk about Bitcoin in my videos. I trade altcoins on a daily basis and we've made some huge profits in the VIP group chat. Go ahead and join up there for just 28 USD a month. And then also, what is the platform we use for the VIPs? Well, we use BitGet. And if you become VIP, you're going to have to use BitGet. And if you're just a regular viewer as well, I highly recommend you use BitGet. Why? Well, it's got non-KYC, it's got half the fees of Binance, and it has no scam wicks like Binance does, right? It's a no-brainer. Use the BitGet exchange. We've got I think 80 or 60 or something like that coin pairs for the futures on the BitGet exchange. You can avoid all kind of government regulation of this exchange through non-KYC, and that's perfect because the whole premise of cryptocurrency is to avoid that government regulation in a certain sense. It's all decentralized, but obviously government regulation gets the better of some exchanges. BitGet is not one of those exchanges, so I highly recommend you sign up using my referral link and get access to a reward center of over 4,000 USD in rewards. And then finally, we've got the Become a Trader course. If you want to learn how to trade like me, if you want to learn how to do analysis like me, and like Mega Whale Crypto, who's my fellow analyst who created this course with me, you're going to want to sign up to Become a Trader, a 10-unit course. It takes you from step 1 to step 10 in a certain sense. You know, starting out with what is cryptocurrency, what is money, all the way through to how to find trades and how to actually, do those trades, plan those trades, how to take, where to put your stop loss, how to use candlestick patterns, indicators, market patterns. It's teaching you how to trade independently through a 40-hour course, which is actually a very, very short amount of time because this kind of information takes people years to learn. And so we've condensed it all and we've made it. We haven't condensed it too much though. We've got the perfect mix between quality and quantity there. And I highly recommend you guys send us an email at cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com and we'll get back to you with a pamphlet that shows you everything you need to know about it, as well as a video tutorial. We have 56 students as of this point. And if you want to become one of them, chuck us an email here and check out the website. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.